What's up, geeks, and welcome to the channel. We need to address the elephant in the room, or rather, the monster in your repository. Every single code base I have ever worked on, from startups to Fortune 500 companies, has that one class or module. You know exactly what I am talking about without me even naming it. It's that legacy service, or maybe that manager class, a 4,000-line file that has been patched, hacked, hotfixed, and refactored since 2017. It is the part of the system where clean architecture goes to die. Something like, if the type is PayPal, do this. If the type is Stripe, do that. If the user is in the EU, do this other thing, and so on. Every time the product owner asks for a new feature that touches this class, you feel a physical knot in your stomach. You know that you are about to dive into a minefield where changing a single line of code could break the checkout process for the entire production environment. Most developers look at this mess and say, well, it works, don't touch it. They treat it like a radioactive containment zone. But this isn't just ugly code, this is technical debt with a high interest rate. And in our example, it violates one of the most fundamental rules of software engineering, the open-closed principle. This principle states that the code should be open for extension but closed for modification. We should be able to add a new payment method without opening up the core service class and changing the logic. Right now, this spaghetti code requires us to modify the stable code just to add a new feature. That is a recipe for regression. It is a recipe for merge conflicts when two developers try to add features to the same massive block simultaneously. Today, we are going to fix this, but we aren't going to spend 3 days manually extracting methods and moving files. We are going to teach AI to act like a senior architect and transform that mess into a clean, scalable strategy pattern in under 5 minutes. Now, I see a lot of people using AI for refactoring. They copy the code, paste it into GPT, and say, clean this up. They are wasting their time. The AI will look at the spaghetti and it will organize the spaghetti. It might rename a few variables, maybe add some comments, methods, or optimize a loop. But it will give back the same fundamental architecture. Basically, a polished turd. We don't want cleaner imperative code. We want a paradigm shift. We want to move from imperative conditional logic to polymorphic object-oriented design. To do that, we have to use the structural prompting framework we discussed in the last video, but we are going to dial it up for refactoring. We need to define the role, the context, and the constraints with precision. First, the role. We need to snap AI out of its default helpful assistant mode. We prompt it, you are a senior software architect specializing in design patterns, solid principles, and legacy refactoring. By doing this, we are telling the model to prioritize decoupling and abstraction over simple code shortening. We are prioritizing long-term maintainability. Second, the context. We have to explain the anti-pattern we are solving. We prompt it. We have a legacy payment service class that relies on conditional polymorphism. It uses massive if statements to determine behavior based on a payment type string. This is crucial because we are giving it the technical vocabulary to understand the flaw. We aren't just saying it's messy, we are identifying the architectural violation. Third, and this is the most critical part, the constraints. This is where we stop asking and start commanding. If we just ask for a strategy pattern, AI might implement it in a weird way. It might use static methods. It might keep the switch statement and just call the strategies from it. We need to be explicit. We tell it, refactor this using the strategy pattern with the following rules. 1. Create a common payment strategy interface. 2. Extract every single payment logic block into its own isolated concrete class that implements that interface. 3. Remove the conditional logic entirely from the service layer. And 4. Implement a map-based registry or use Spring's dependency injection so we can look up the correct strategy at runtime. Do you see the difference? We are explicitly banning the if statements. We are forcing AI to use a specific mechanism to achieve true decoupling. Now, let's look at the result. Before, we had a service class that knew everything. It knew how to format a Stripe request, it knew the PayPal API key, and it knew how to log crypto errors. It was a violation of the single responsibility principle as well. After this prompt, AI generates a file structure that is beautiful. We have a PayPal strategy class. It lives in its own file. It has one job, talk to PayPal. It doesn't know Stripe exists. It doesn't know the service exists. And the main payment service, it has collapsed from 1,000 lines to maybe 15 lines. All it does is take the payment type, look up the strategy in the map, and call the pay method. The complexity hasn't disappeared. It has been encapsulated. Think about what this does for testing. Before, to test the payment service, we had to mock 50 different dependencies. We had to write test cases that navigated through 20 layers of nested statements just to reach the edge case to test. Now, we don't even need to unit test the service logic for specific payments. We just test that the lookup map works. Then write simple, isolated unit tests for each strategy. If we want to add that Apple Pay feature tomorrow, we don't even touch the payment service. This is the level of engineering everyone should be aiming for. The lesson here is that we shouldn't be using AI to write more boilerplate. We should be using it to take the code we're afraid of and transform it into code that we're proud of. So, here is your homework. Go find that class, the one you've been avoiding, copy it and paste it into your prompt with strict architectural constraints. Stop being a victim of that legacy code and start being the architect who fixes it. And that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. If you learned something new today, hitting the like button and subscribing really helps the channel out. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.